Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and a new leveling event has just arrived to the Dragon Isles, with the winds of Sanctuary making a return. The winds of Sanctuary blow in from another world, which massively empowers all of our characters' experience gains for a limited time, increasing leveling speed and reputation gains by 50% for the next few weeks. This creates the perfect opportunity to catch up on some brand new alts, especially useful if you plan on getting new classes ready, like potentially an Augmentation Evoker, which you can get a head start on before the patch 10.15 officially launches. This video will go over the fastest and the most efficient ways to level your alts during the Winds of the Sanctuary buff, which combines my own experience of leveling multiple alts that I play to this day, as well as the most up-to-date leveling strategies that's been developed by the general community to help you catch up on new characters quickly and efficiently. But right before we get into this leveling guide, most of you guys watching these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you are mine, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell if you're watching these videos anyway, especially if you want to get more regular content regarding all of the newest Dragonflight updates and changes going forward. First, let's go over some of the consumables and items which will improve your leveling experience. If this isn't your first time leveling a new character, then I suggest picking up the Draught of 10 Lands potion over on your main to mail over to your alts. The Draught of 10 Lands is a unique potion which increases your character's experience gains by 10%. This potion can only be obtained from the Warfront quartermasters found near the Warfront stations in either the docks of Zuldazar or in Borealis, and will require a unique Warfront token currency to purchase. This currency is fairly easy to obtain. Check to see if there's a portal available to any of the Warfront zones, either for the Arathi or for the Dark Shore. Head to these zones and complete all available world quests to earn the needed currency. You can also try to queue up for the Warfront as well, but the content is fairly outdated. Warfronts require a handful of players to queue up before a Warfront can even begin, but may become a lot more lucrative once the content is soloable. Next, make your way over to the local auction house to pick up a handful of inexpensive items which can greatly boost your leveling experience. Being able to travel from quest to quest quickly can improve your leveling speed. So first we pick up a few items which will allow us to master the open world content. Items like Goblin Gliders can let you cover long distances if you're high up off the ground. Gun shoes can be strapped to your feet to increase your movement speed temporarily, which will let us sprint to our next objective. XA-1000 Surface Skimmers lets you deploy a small boat to help you get across deep waters far quicker. Mount equipment can also be added to all of your mounts to help you get around the open world content. I would either pick up the Light Steep Hoof Plates, which can increase your mount's movement speed, though classes like Death Knights and Paladins may want to avoid this item because you already gain passive mount movement increases. The inflatable mount shoes allows your mount to walk on water, which can be useful in certain open world encounters. If you are a veteran player, then you may want to consider investing your gold into heirlooms. Heirloom Gear is a unique set of items which is designed for leveling new characters. These items will scale off of your player's level, growing stronger as you do, and provide leveling bonuses like additional rested experience or even a nice boost to damage every time your character gains a level. These items can be found on heirloom vendors, either at the top of the big gates of Orgrimmar or in the Ironforge library. These heirlooms can be quite expensive, however, and will require upgrades in order to keep up with your character's leveling pace, but can be very convenient during the early levels 1 through 16. Lastly, we have Warmode, which will cause our characters to gain additional experience while exploring the open world. Turning on Warmode, however, means that there's a chance you may run into members of the opposite faction, creating a high risk but a high reward environment. Some of the suggested leveling zones in this guide will try to avoid these chance cross-faction encounters by sticking to predominantly one-faction zones, which can make your risky experience a lot safer. However, if you do run into a lot of chance encounters and feel like they're slowing down your overall progress, then you can always turn off Warmode at any inn so you can get back to leveling in peace. Lastly, before we end our preparation section, I quickly want to highlight some of the more useful add-ons you could use in order to speed up your leveling journey. First, we have D-Junk, which is a simple add-on that will sell all of your lower quality items, which helps free up backspace in between quests. Then you have Silver Dragon, which shows you the location of nearby rares when out in the open world. Rares tend to reward quite a bit of additional experience no matter which zone you quest through, so keeping your tabs on where you might find one could be helpful. Most players will also recommend using add-ons like the Azeroth Autopilot, so I thought it should at least be mentioned in this video. Autopilot is a leveling add-on which helps automate some of the questing experience and has a baked-in questing route to help maximize your experience gained. Some have found this add-on rather useful, but I've also seen player reports that the add-on can at times bug out, where the routing won't work as intended without some manual player input. You're free to give this one a try if you wish, but this guide does not use the autopilot as part of its routing, so the add-on isn't really necessary. Now that we are prepped and ready, let's begin our leveling journey, starting with level 1. Initially, during my research into this video, I wasn't planning on going into too much detail about the level 1 through level 10 experience. I found most of the early leveling zones relatively easy and somewhat linear, however none of them are nearly as efficient as the alternative. This is why most players will recommend that you do your early levels through the Exile's Reach. Exile's Reach is a leveling path that everyone can choose to level through when first making your character. It offers a fantastic starter player experience that gets you into the open world, playing your class, while also learning some of the game's basic mechanics. It is also very linear and offers a quick route to a guaranteed level 10 by the end of the overall experience, which is why most players recommend doing Exile's Reach first. Next, let's go over the level 10s through level 60 questing. If you are brand new to Dragonflight, then your journey will start in the Battle for Azeroth period of WoW, as part of the brand new player experience. If you're new to World of Warcraft, then you should simply follow the main quest line, which will take you into either Kul Tiras as Alliance or the Zandalar as Horde. From there, keep following the main quest line to guide you along your journey, but feel free to stop by for any of the side quests along the way. And always be on the lookout for any rares and treasures that you may encounter throughout your journey. However, if you are a veteran player, then you'll gain access to Chromie Time leveling, where you can use time walking to explore any of the previous old World of Warcraft expansions as part of your leveling journey. We will be using Chromie Time leveling to gain access to a few zones and areas, which will make our questing far quicker. First, select the Legion timeline and use the Legion skip in order to get your way into Dalaran. From there, you can get your hands on a Dalaran Hearthstone, which will let you access your capital cities easier. This way, your main Hearthstone can be set for the inns inside of the zones you're currently questing in, so you can head back to your capital city and then back into questing far quicker. Hearthing to Dalaran to get back to your capital city can be useful when learning new mount riding skills, especially once you unlock flying, and also gives you a way to return back to Chromie for any of the leveling reasons. Once that's done, set the Chromie to either Burning Crusade or the Wrath of the Lich King time period, and then you're ready to go out questing into the open world. Alliance players will want to stick to zones near Stormwind. This means questing in the Red Ridge Mountains, at least until you reach the quest of Prisoners of War. Then head down into Duskwood and complete all of the quests in the entire area. After you finish the entire zone, head to Loch Modan, found west of Ironforge, and then complete all the quests in that zone. Horde players will instead want to start in the Silver Pine Forest, and eventually head into Hillsbrad Foothills, completing every single quest line along the way. Both of these leveling routes are faction specific, meaning that if you want to turn on Warmode, you should be able to gain quite a bit of bonus experience and should see relatively few or even no cross-faction encounters while out in the open world. But another leveling route exists, which will take you through the Warlords of Draenor expansion. Start by selecting Warlords of Draenor from Chromie Time, then follow the quest through Warlords of Draenor timeline. Keep following the main story quest until you need to build your own faction garrison. Once your outpost is complete, use the Dalaran Hearthstone and head back to Chromie. Activate the TBC or the Wrath of the Lich King timeline, and then use your Garrison Hearthstone to get your way back into Warlords of Draenor zones. From there, Alliance players will want to complete quests in the Starfall Outpost, then into the Bloodthorn Cave bonus objective, then make the way into the Gorgrond for any bonus objectives, rares, and any of the side quests you see. Horde players will start in the Frostfire Ridge, where you'll want to complete any available bonus objectives, then do Gorgon side objectives, rares, and any side quests you encounter along the way. Once you clear your bonus objectives as either faction, head to Spires of Arak. Follow the main questline, which starts at the zone's entrance, which will lead you to your faction's encampment. There you'll want to construct a building which grants you additional zone-wide experience, then finish out all the quests in the zone as well as all the bonus objectives. And the entire time you're questing in the open world, you should also be queued into dungeons. With Chromie Time, we've set ourselves up for dungeon instances from either Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. What makes the dungeons from either of these two eras lucrative is the quests found at the start of dungeon instances. When you first zone in, you should be able to pick up a few quests which offer quite a bit of additional experience. TBC and Wrath dungeons are also relatively quick, and most players are able to get through them at a decent pace. Combined with the dungeon quests can help you gain additional levels with every instance. Tanks and healers could theoretically simply level through dungeons alone, since your unique role allows you to get almost near instant queues. In most cases, DPS players are usually recommended to focus on questing, while queuing for dungeons on the side. This way, you can maximize your experience gains on your journey to level 60. During levels 1 through 60, you should also be on the lookout for any invasion events. Certain Legion and BFA zones sometimes experience invasion events, which add new objectives on the map where players can assist with combating these invasions. All tasks offer quite a bit of bonus experience and are generally easy to do, making them worth doing whenever they're active. Legion zones experience demonic invasions, which show up as different world quests marked green on the map. Battle for Azeroth zones experience faction invasions, where the Horde and the Alliance are still fighting one another. These can happen in either the zones of Kul Tiras or the Zandalar, and similar as the Legion invasions, these are marked with world quests with different objectives for you to assist with. Completing 4 BFA objectives starts the Invasion Finale quest, which has you putting a stop to the other faction's forces. After you finish that quest, you gain a zone-wide buff where you gain 10% additional experience in all BFA zones, which may make BFA questing and bonus objectives even more worthwhile. And once your character reaches level 60, they are ready to venture forth into the Dragon Isles. During this first week of the bonus experience, a time walking event is active. Time walking dungeons are an excellent way of grinding out fast experience. They are relatively quick to complete and are quick to queue into since so many players are queuing up for them daily. Alternatively, questing has been found to be a fairly quick leveling method. Simply follow the main Dragonflight storyline and do side quests along the way. You can also slay nearby rares and even join in on certain world events if one is available along the main storyline path. Activities like world quests and Dragonflight dungeons are also available but are not quite as efficient, though could be a nice break in between following the main questline. Working on professions can also be quite lucrative. Crafting your first craft items earns a bit of bonus experience. Gathering professions like herbalism and mining also add a bit of bonus experience along the way during your questing journey throughout the Dragon Isles. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.